What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Willy Wonka, and today we are going to be looking at really the top 5 breakout players so far, or players that have been balling out. I can't even remember what I titled this. I honestly forgot. The top 5 players that are showing us a lot of good things at the Senior Bowl so far. Let's get it started. We are going to be looking at the top 5. These are really in no specific order. I mean, we could put them in an order if you want me to. No, let's not put them in a specific order because I really can't order these guys. But the first guy is JaJuan Jennings, the wide receiver. JaJuan Jennings is definitely flying up, the Volunteers wide receiver, and he's just exploding up the draft board. And that's what a lot of these players are, which is really good. He's been playing really well in one-on-ones, which is important, obviously, as a wide receiver to win those one-on-one battles. So he's making a really good look for himself early, and this was a guy that not a lot of people even thought of. I think some people don't even know who this is, but JaJuan Jennings, he's played pretty well so far, and I think a lot of NFL scouts, oh my gosh, a lot of NFL scouts are starting to move him up their draft board. So keep that in mind. I see him potentially being a day 2 pick if he keeps playing this well. Not day 1. I mean, come on, man. He ain't going day 1. There's just too much talent out there. But, you know, later day 2 pick, hopefully for him, he keeps flying up the draft board because it's really, really cool to see. But, I mean, his numbers were really good. 59 receptions, 969 yards, and 8 touchdowns with Tennessee. So he's just a heck of a player. And I thought I would put him in this list. Coming at number 4, we have Colin Johnson. Colin Johnson, a wide receiver out of Texas. We actually have 3 wide receivers on today's list. Colin Johnson, a 6'5", 220-pound wide receiver. I don't know what I'm doing, but he's huge. I mean, that is a mismatch for a lot of teams. 6'5", 220. He's a go up and get it type of guy, and which makes sense. I mean, you're 6'5", and a lot of times cornerbacks are ranging from 5'8" to 6'1", maybe 6'2", not 6'5". So automatically, that's a matchup problem. And he keeps playing well during the Senior Bowl. He's definitely going to rise in stock because people want those big dudes. I mean, everybody's looking at Kenny G and they're like, yeah, that's the dude I want. Or maybe they're looking at Tyreek Hill and saying they want Henry Ruggs. I don't know. But Kenny G's balling. I had to put that in there. Oh, he's in the Pro Bowl. Shout out to my man. Hey, you deserved it before, but, you know, they're hating. Coming in at number 3, I guess, is Bryan, the tight end out of Florida. Now, it's not a very top-heavy class for tight ends, which is kind of why I put him on there. But, you know, if you look at the tight end class, you guys can remember from last season, I mean, there were so many tight ends that were drafted so high. We saw T.J. Hockenson. We saw Noah Fant. We've seen Irv Smith Jr. or Senior. It was one of the two. Now this year, it doesn't even look like there's going to be a tight end going in the first round, at least in my eyes. There are teams that need one, Patriots, maybe Packers. I feel like second round is where we'll start to see him. Now this isn't going to be a first round pick by any means in Bryan, but he could be a day 2 type of player if he keeps playing well, and I think we are seeing a lot of depth out of the tight end position. We are just not seeing super top heavy talent. So I just thought I would kind of point that out. But Bryan out of Florida Atlantic is showing off crazy speed, straight line speed, which is awesome. A fast tight end can be a matchup nightmare if you know how to use him. He comes in at number Trey. I don't think Trey's a number Trace. At number 2, we have KJ Hill, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. And man, this dude, you want to talk about speed? Well, you got it. Ohio State, every single player they have is fast for some reason. I don't get it. They're the Chiefs of college football. I don't like them, but they got fast players. They got good players. And I would be down to draft KJ Hill. I'm just saying. I'd be down to draft 1, and KJ Hill, he would be an option for me, definitely. KJ Hill can do a lot of things. He showed off his route running and obviously his speed, which to me, that kind of just sells it for me. You know how you do it like, you're doing that draft champs, and you're like, oh, this guy's got all this catching traffic, he's got all the spec catch, and then you look at the other dude who's just completely garbage, but yet he has he's just the fastest, and you're like, yeah, I'll take him. I mean, that's just what KJ, no, he's not garbage, but I'm just trying to explain the speed. All right, finally coming in number 1, this dude has been absolutely ridiculous, Javon Kinlaw. I saw multiple people talk about Javon Kinlaw. Come on, man. I mean, he looks like he could potentially be a top 15 pick now with Derrick Brown, like going up that high. After Derrick Brown, there's a little bit of a drop-off until later in the first to the second round where you're seeing guys like Gallimore. But, man, Javon Kinlaw, with the character he's showing, when he's talking to people, he sounds good. I mean, not, you know what I mean? Like, he's got a good character. People want to draft him. And then when you see him one-on-ones, you definitely want to draft him because he's fast, he's got power, he's got moves, he looks polished. Javon Kinlaw is definitely flying up the boards, and he may not last as far as many people were thinking if he keeps performing like this. So there you go. Those are your top 5 standout players. That's what it was so far in the Senior Bowl and practices. If you guys want me to keep you updated, I can. Thank you, Prop, for watching, and I'm out.